Hello my friends, my name is Paul. Welcome back to A Common Touch of Fantasy. Today, it is September the 18th, 2017, and I am reviewing the young adult book, The Art of Starving by Sam J. Miller. The Art of Starving is the debut novel from this prolific short story writer, Sam J. Miller, and I've been looking forward to reading this because I like Sam J. Miller's short fiction. I absolutely love his story, Calved. It's one of my favorite all-time short fiction stories. In The Art of Starving, we get a gritty first-person narrative of a young gay teenager's struggle with an eating disorder, even though he believes he doesn't have one. This is going to be a highly polarizing book for many people, and hopefully I can explain why that is. The first thing that jumps out at you while reading this book is if starving yourself and getting super heightened senses from not eating is a really good way to represent eating disorders to a young adult audience. You know, a lot of kids fantasize about having magical powers, and if anorexia gives our main character powers, is that not making it more tempting for teenagers to think positively about eating disorders? These are the questions that I had to grapple with while reading this book. In the end, I think this book really clarified more of my viewpoints on the Own Voices debate. The point of the book is to show that bad things will happen to you. Some of it isn't your fault, and some of it is. Being better is being able to tell the difference, and that's a quote from the book. Page 343. This book is meant to be a difficult read. It is meant to have a viewpoint of a young man with an unbalanced viewpoint on his eating disorder, because real kids out there are having the same thoughts themselves. Real kids think that they control themselves by stopping what they're eating, and that makes them special, like they have some type of power over their life and control. And Miller is saying, hey, we thought this way before, and we've screwed up. Let's take responsibility for the destructive thoughts that we all have and try to get better. I do think there will be some readers that will find this book problematic, but Miller is giving us an honest portrayal of an eating disorder from the viewpoint of a gay man going through it. And in the midst of addiction, no one thinks logically, just like our character Matt. Matt, our narrative I, is constantly looking for validation from other people. He thinks that his life is getting better when he meets his boyfriend Tark, but in reality he is still struggling with his addiction and putting all of his own happiness into somebody else. This is just as much a story about a young man coming to grips with his own self-approval than anything else. When he finally comes to have a shred of love for himself, he realizes that love is his true form of where his powers come from. Not only does Matt come to this realization, but his mother and sister, dealing with their own addictive personalities and issues, they see Matt getting better and they decide to change themselves, getting a handle on their alcoholism and their destructive behavior. I like this book. It really made me to think a lot about the different conversations and debates going on in young adult literature. Sam J. Miller is an excellent writer. I think that I will continue to read his books and his short fiction, of course. I did think that the turnaround portion at the end of the book was really rushed. I would have liked to have seen more about his recovery. It was very rushed. There was an instance of really ridiculousness when he used his powers at the end of the book, but it didn't really bother me all that much. I thought Matt's relationship with Tark at the end really worked for me. And from a pop perspective, this is a very basic story, but I think that the writing made me think outside the story to other conversations about addiction and different writing controversies that have popped up over the internet. I enjoyed this book. I thought it was one of the better young adult books I've read in a while, and I think you guys should give it a try. Obviously, it's triggering for people that have eating disorders or have gone through eating disorders. If you don't want to read about something like that, I definitely wouldn't read it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be talking about some new releases and some books that I bought recently. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.